All right, ready to dive deep into the internet again.
Always.
This time, we're taking a look at Emily Nicole Cassidy. This woman is all over the place.
Oh, yeah. She's everywhere.
Like all these usernames on all these different platforms.
Right.
It's pretty wild.
It is, it's impressive, actually.
So we're basing all this on this forum post.
It's from Kiwi Farms.
Of course, it's from Kiwi Farms.
I mean, where else would it be?
Right.
It's like this massive compilation of everything she's done online.
Yeah, they really went all out on this one.
I mean, they're saying she's done everything.
Art theft.
Harassment.
Exacting.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like a ton of other stuff too.
It's like she's a magnet for drama.
Seriously.
Wherever she goes online,
Boom.
some more drama.
And the usernames.
Oh my God, don't even get me started.
The forum post lists like 1 million of them.
Well, the title even calls out Samantha Prater, a resort R defying gravity again, and Emily Nicole Cassidy.
Like, how many names does one person need?
Right.
It's like she's constantly trying to reinvent herself.
Maybe she just likes playing online dress-up.
Maybe.
But it could be something deeper, too.
Like what?
Well, maybe she's trying to avoid responsibility.
Ah, I see.
Or maybe she's struggling with, like, who she is online.
That's a good point.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, it's like she's hiding behind all these names.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the art theft.
Okay.
This isn't just like, some random doodles.
No.
We're talking about some pretty serious accusations.
Absolutely.
Like there's this Disney edit.
Of Esmeralda and Pocahontas braiding each other's hair.
Exactly.
It was originally made by this artist, Brittany One Whitney.
And the forum post has all this evidence.
Screenshots, comparisons, the whole 9 yards.
It's pretty damning.
It is.
And then there's this other artist.
Candy 2021.
Right.
She says Emily stole her fan art of Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway.
Wait, hold on. Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway.
Yeah, from that My Immortal Harry Potter fanfic.
Oh my God.
It's like the worst fanfic ever.
I know, right?
So bad. It's good.
But still, stealing fan art.
I know. It's almost sadder than the original fanfic.
Seriously.
But it shows that this isn't about the art itself.
Right.
It's about taking credit for someone else's work.
Okay, so we've got art theft, fake names.
And it gets worse.
Way worse.
Yeah, because then there are the accusations of doxing and harassment.
And this is where things get really dark.
Really dark.
Like the forum post talks about this guy named Zephyr.
Yeah, Zephyr.
And he'd been through a lot.
Like a traumatic brain injury.
A loss of his wife.
He was raising his kids alone.
It's just awful.
And Emily allegedly used all that against him.
Yeah, like taunting him with it.
It's sickening.
The post even says she sent the police to his house.
Based on fake claims.
I mean, how could someone do that?
It makes you wonder what kind of person would do something like that.
Seriously. Like, what's her motivation?
It's disturbing.
And she doesn't seem to shy away from any of it.
No, not at all.
She actually seems to lean into it.
Yeah, she makes these videos and live streams.
Like she wants to confront it head on.
But she never really explains anything.
Right.
It's always excuses.
Like she's been hacked or something.
Or it's her family's fault.
Wait, she blames her family.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
But wouldn't that mean she's a victim too?
It's confusing, right?
Totally.
On one hand, she's accused of doing all this terrible stuff online.
But then she claims she's being targeted too.
It doesn't really add up.
It's like she wants to have it both ways.
Exactly.
And then there's the whole Samantha Prater thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other can of worms.
The post says she stole that name from a former classmate.
The irony is just too much.
I know, right?
She's accused of stealing art and identities.
And now it turns out her own online name might be stolen too.
It's mind-boggling.
So we've got this woman,
Emily Nicole Cassidy,
who loves online drama.
has 1 million different usernames and a whole bunch of accusations against her.
And it just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
It's a tangled web for sure.
Where do we even go from here?
Well, that's what we're gonna figure out.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so last time we ended with a ton of questions.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack.
Like Emily Nicole Cassidy.
Right.
She's got this whole online persona.
Master of disguise.
Art thief. Alleged cyberbully.
It's a mess.
But then she claims she's the one being targeted.
Yeah, that's where it gets really weird.
Like the forum post mentions that she says she's been doxxed too.
Right. I remember that.
But hold on.
What?
Isn't that what she's accused of doing to others?
Doxing.
Yeah.
It's pretty hypocritical.
Right.
But it also shows how these things can escalate online.
Yeah, it's like everyone's a victim.
And everyone's the bad guy.
And it's not just online, right?
No, it spills over into real life.
People get hurt.
anxiety, fear, harassment.
It's serious stuff.
The internet's not some separate world.
Yeah, it's all connected.
So let's go back to the art theft for a second.
Okay.
The forum post has some pretty convincing evidence.
Yeah, like those side-by-side comparisons.
Exactly.
They show the original artwork next to Emily's versions.
And it's hard to argue that it's not plagiarism.
In some cases, it's pretty blatant.
Like with that Disney edit.
The one of Esmeralda and Pocahontas.
Right. The forum post shows screenshots of conversations where Emily's trying to claim it as her own work.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she even says she was one of the original editors in the Disney editing community.
But didn't we already establish that she's using a stolen identity?
Samantha Prater.
Yeah.
It's like she's building this whole fake persona.
And then using it to take credit for other people's work.
It's crazy.
And it doesn't stop there.
No.
The My Immortal fan art.
Oh, yeah. What about that?
The forum post says she first denied stealing it,
But then...
but then she admitted to it,
Mm,
and she blamed the original artist.
Candy 2021.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like she's trying to justify her actions.
But also denying any wrongdoing.
It makes no sense.
It's like she's gaslighting everyone.
Gaslighting.
Yeah, you know,
Not really.
it's like when someone manipulates you into doubting your own sanity.
Okay.
Like, they deny things that happened,
And
and then they blame you for misinterpreting things.
yeah.
So you start to question your own reality.
That's messed up.
It is.
So Emily's doing that.
It seems like it.
That's really messed up.
Yeah, and it makes it hard to hold her accountable.
Because she's always moving the goalposts?
Exactly.
This is getting really complicated.
It is, but we're getting to the bottom of it.
Okay, good.
So remember those harassment allegations?
Yeah, the ones in the forum post,
We need to talk about those.
they're pretty disturbing.
like really disturbing.
Stalking, name-calling,
Hits of violence.
even bomb scares.
Yeah.
It's scary stuff.
And it's not just random people she's targeting.
No, it's her family, too.
Especially her stepfather.
Right, the forum post mentions that.
It seems like she has a lot of anger towards them.
Sad.
But it makes you wonder if
Wait.
there's something deeper going on. Like, beyond the attention seeking.
Yeah,
It's definitely more complicated than it seems on the surface.
that's what we're going to explore next time.
In part 3.
We're going to look at Emily's responses.
Her videos, her live streams.
Maybe we can figure out what's going on in her head.
It's worth a shot.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we've been through a lot with this Emily Nicole Cassidy.
A lot.
Like, seriously.
What a wild story.
We've seen all the accusations, all the drama.
The usernames.
Yeah, the usernames.
It's like a never-ending soap opera.
But what does it all mean?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Like, what's her motivation?
Why does she do all this stuff?
Is she just a troll?
Is she mentally ill?
Is she just trying to get attention?
Or is it something else entirely?
I think we need to look beyond the surface chaos.
Yeah. Try to understand what's really going on.
So we've talked about mental health before.
The forum post mentions some things.
Yeah, like Emily's made claims about having various diagnoses.
And hospitalizations.
But how much of that is true?
It's hard to say, right?
We're not doctors.
And we can't diagnose someone based on a forum post.
Plus, Emily herself has used these claims to justify her behavior.
So it's tricky,
So it's a possible explanation.
but not necessarily an excuse.
Right.
Like, even if she does have mental health issues.
It doesn't give her a free pass to hurt other people.
Exactly.
But it does add another layer of complexity.
Absolutely.
Because certain mental health conditions,
Can affect how people behave.
like their impulse control,
Or judgment.
their empathy.
Right.
So it's possible that Emily's actions are influenced by her mental health.
But we can't say for sure,
We definitely can't condone her behavior.
no matter what the reason.
Okay, so mental health is one piece of the puzzle.
But there's more to it than that.
Like what?
Well, think about the internet itself.
Okay.
It's a place where attention is currency.
What do you mean?
Like, the more outrageous you are.
The more attention you get.
Exactly.
So Emily's figured out how to game this system.
It-
She knows that being controversial gets her noticed.
Even if it's negative attention.
And that kind of attention can be addictive.
Especially for someone who might be struggling with their own insecurities.
Or who craves validation.
It's a vicious cycle.
So she keeps creating drama,
To feel seen,
but it ultimately pushes people away.
it's self-defeating.
And it's a sad reflection of our online culture.
Yeah, the internet can be a great tool for connection.
But it can also amplify the worst parts of humanity.
So we've talked about mental health, attention-seeking.
But what about Emily's response to all of this?
Well, the forum post says she's made videos and live streams,
Trying to defend herself.
but she never really offers any concrete evidence.
Or explanation?
It's always excuses.
Like she's been hacked.
Or her family is framing her.
It's so contradictory.
Because she's accusing others of doing the same things she's accused of.
It's like she's living in a different reality.
And that's a really important point.
What is it?
The internet can create these echo chambers.
Where people only hear what they want to hear.
And they surround themselves with people who validate their beliefs.
Even if those beliefs are harmful.
So Emily might be trapped in this echo chamber.
Where she's convinced that she's the victim.
And everyone else is the villain.
That's a scary thought.
It is.
So where does that leave us?
Well, we've explored a lot of different angles.
Mental health, attention-seeking, online echo chambers.
But ultimately,
it's up to each individual to decide what they believe.
And to be critical of the information they consume online.
This deep dive into Emily Nicole Cassidy's world has been a wild ride.
It shows the power of the internet.
For better or for worse.
And it reminds us
to be mindful of our own online behavior.
Because you never know who's watching.
Or how your actions might affect others.
That's a good note to end on.
I think so too.